And as she jigged, the counselor
Look at us. The stag lying down with the wolf. Did you ever think you'd see the day? For my part, I'll stick that carnivorous fiend if he casts a bad look my way. But as long as we've got Malvini's tails, I suppose we'll be just fine.
So lurched forward, his
Oh,
eyes...
it is such a wonderful tale. Almost as lovely as the story of Sam and Maxine.
Dance, the hag called. Sure enough, the counselor creaked mortised knee and slack elbow, dead calf and dying thigh. He stood beside her upon the deathbed, and dance they did together. The hag...
Oh, it is such a wonderful tale. Almost as lovely.
Grew faster. It was as she'd always wanted, a puppet all her own, a highborn...
Do you hear it, friend? The forest music hums, buzzes, falls and rises like waves, like starlight through the atmosphere. Imagination, friend. It's imagination that transforms this music into the surreal. Perhaps my music can help you unlock your dreams. Perhaps one of my compositions could add some modicum of joy to your life. I'd be so happy to share this gift with you. If it please you, select something from my catalogue.
Oh, how fallen. Astarte was born of the Godflower soon after the coming of light. She shot up like a weed, and within a week of her birth...
However did you know? This piece makes my spirit soar as high as the gods. Let's have a listen, shall we?
Yes, dear listener, but it was as true as it was simple. Stronger were they made by source. Faster were they made by source. They glowed in health, and they felt in joy. Astarte thus was loved. Man came then, and he grew knowing only Astarte's love, the many ways to give it.
Very sorry. I shouldn't laugh. It's just next God's Day is going to be very eventful for the likes of you.
Weird source in kind.
Profess? Hardly. Who can stand those dried-up old windbags with their podiums and their gavels and their big curly wigs? Wait, what were we talking about? Ah, yes, Source Hunter. I do not profess to see the future. I simply do. I am the knower of secrets, the conveyor of fates, and have been since the age of 2.
Who attempted to meditate upon Source, those who would once commune with the goddess, went mad.
I'll have roasted rabbit for supper next week. My firstborn, Charlio, will arrive on a clear-skied afternoon, and in 7 years' time I'll inherit a pouch of gold as big as a dragon's egg. All this assuming, of course, you do not fail in your mission. Well, certainly not the whole story, if I'm perfectly honest. A rare event, indeed. Some threads are missing from this particular cat's cradle, but I've worked out the major details. It seems, Source Hunter, that the fate of all of us mere mortals rests squarely in your hands.
Brachus Rex, that most...
The truth is a grande dame, Source Hunter. I'm sure your jumpy, impish friend would quite agree with me on that point. And I'd like the voices in my head to quit their mewling, but they insist to me as I'll insist to you. Money talks. 6 secrets I may have for you, Source Hunter. Granted you can pay the price.
And that he loved his twin sister...
I seem to have found a little something in which you might take some interest, Source Hunter. Hand me your map, and I'll show you just where to set your digging machine.
Brachus Rex was once Brachus the Babe.
That depends. How much have you got? Choose carefully, Source Hunter, for I can only consult the heavens for you a single time. One mustn't become too greedy regarding fate, no. A glut of foresight can drive one rather batty indeed.
Down the rabbit hole of dark magic. Up Cassandra tried to pull him, but fast she failed. Soon he had outgrown her. She was weakness, childhood, the one weight dragging him down from his dark ambition. And so Brachus cursed her such that her souls separated, a wrenching of ether greater in pain than that of flesh. Having thus discarded his sister, Brachus the babe choked and died.
Ah, I see you place no small value on the opinions of the stars. Very well. Let us see what the cosmos has in store for you, Source Hunter. I see. Oh heavens, my word, it is he! I see you standing before him, cowed in his magnificence, and he's simply beautiful. But you face him with your weapon raised, you demand he release what he's captured.
Now,
My eyes, Source Hunter. I cannot bear to look at him any longer. No, he dives toward you. Oh, he's terrible. He's beautiful. He's... Enough! Away from here! Away! Who are you to bring such terror into my humble camp? Away! No!
and that he loved his twin
Thinks she
sister
sees
as
the
the
future,
moon
does
does
she?
the sun.
Ha! Thinks
They
she'll
were
see it
forged
coming
by
if I
their very
slap her
souls,
upside her
the
empty
twins,
head.
and neither desired to live in a
temper
world
is so
which the
like
other had
mother's,
flown.
my daughter. I
Yes,
sometimes feel
Brachus
she is
Rex
here with
was
us.
once Brachus the babe, and hand in hand with his twin Cassandra, he navigated a simple childhood. But both these babes, dear listener, had the blood of sorcerers in them. Cassandra resisted, but Brachus fell. Down the Source King fell, down the rabbit hole of dark magic. Up Cassandra tried to pull him, but fast she failed. Soon he had outgrown her. She was weakness, childhood, the one weight dragging him down from his dark ambition. And so Brachus cursed
I can
her
only
such
hope
that her
this might be a
souls
magpie's
separated.
nest.
A wrenching of ether.
Oh, it
greater-
is such a wonder.
Having thus discarded his sister, Brachus the babe choked and died. Brachus Rex was born, and Rivellon suffered. Quickly, before my audience disperses. I can't seem to convince Mrs. Hollingsworth there to choose a tale. Would you mind doing us all the honor? I'd be harrowed to sing to you of Brachus Rex, the last Source King. Delighted to sing of Astarte, the fallen goddess of the Source. Terrified to tell you of Babe Oape, the Hag of Death. Ah, and so sing I shall, Source Hunter. But I warn you, the legend of the king is less story than history. And as realities tend to be, this tale is far more fantastic than fiction. Brachus Rex, that most
A
terrible
storyteller.
of kings.
I wonder
that
if he knows
most
the ending to
evil
the legend of the
wicked
spurned
worms.
prince. Jared never got
Defiler
past
of
chapter
lands,
7.
Destroyer
ask him,
of
lady.
cities and dreams.
I pay a coin or two to
Finally
hear a good tale
defeated
right
by
about
the
now.
noble Source Hunters and cast down to rot. But would you have guessed he was once a wee tot, apple-cheeked and darling, and that he loved his twin sister as the moon does the sun? They were forged by their very souls, the twins, and neither desired to live in a world which the other had flown. Yes, Brachus Rex was once Brachus the babe, and hand in hand with his twin Cassandra, he navigated a simple childhood. But both these babes, dear listener, had the blood of sorcerers in them. Cassandra resisted, but Brachus fell. Down the Source King fell, down the rabbit hole of dark magic. Up Cassandra tried to pull him, but fast she failed. Soon he had outgrown her. She was weakness, childhood, the one weight dragging him down from his dark ambition. And so Brachus cursed her such that her souls separated, a wrenching of ether greater in pain than that of flesh. Having thus discarded his sister, Brachus the babe choked and died. Brachus Rex was born, and Rivellon suffered. Another story, Source Hunter, if it please you? She hovered over the councillor's deathbed among the throng of his beloved, watching, waiting, while...
I've spotted something. I'm crawling
Going
like
nowhere,
a rat
slowly.
here.
And as she jigged, the councillor stirred. Dead he was, but still his torso lurched forward. His eyes rolled back, yellow already, and stared blankly at mother, father, sister, child.
My heels are really dragging here.
Sakes alive! Are you real? My mind is turning with illusions. The spiders, it couldn't have been, could it? There's cobwebs behind my eyes, coming out of my ears. Am I mad? No, impossible. I'm clearer now than I have been in days. Of that much I am certain. The Spider Queen. It was she who poisoned us. She who would see her spawn gnaw off our limbs while we cried tears of thankful devotion. Yes, I can nearly remember. We're travellers, you see. Traders and merchants, ever en route from village to town. We'd heard these dusty plains would find us face to face with goblins, but this deterred us not. But the high winds proved too great for travel, and so we made an early camp that first night. As the sun disappeared below the horizon, the plains grew still, hauntingly still. We felt it in our stomachs, the unreality of it. Suddenly, as though she had appeared in a thunderclap, she was there among us, and none so much as fathomed the word escape before she'd stung us. But we did not die, no. Her bite was not a poison of death, but of dreams. Within minutes, each of us had succumbed. Hail to the Queen! The refrain sounded over and over, first in our minds, then from our very mouths. nourish your aspect within your children.
Queen's cubs are ours to nurture, ours to adore. Join us in this
She
world.
swathes
Oh,
us in
dream
finery.
weavers.
Her eyes shine like 8 perfect rubies.
Your hatchlings, oh queen, queen.
Our nest welcomes you, O wandering minion of the Queen. We have devoted ourselves to the great Dream Weaver, the eight-legged, eight-eyed and eight-sensed lady of spun time. Man has ruled this world as a fumbling, foolish child king long enough. As his reign withers, the Dream Weaver shall rise. Whatever do you mean? We are all mere threads of gossamer in the Weaver's web. It was
The Queen's
In my
cubs
experience, hungry arachnids are hardly impressed by religious devotion.
Oh,
You'd have us believe our Queen endangers us? How could the favour of Fang, the present of poison, frighten the Weaver's own children?
The Queen's cubs are ours to nurture, ours to adore. Join us in this world, oh dream weavers. The Queen's cubs are ours.
Oh, in truth, I could think of no fate more tantalising. Oh, she is delicious. Our nest, well, we have to map.
sweet relief. No glory in this death.
Chaos grips my hands today.
Into the fray once more. Pathetic.
Sweet relief.
Fire it up.
No glory in this death.
Spirits of Riverlock, I call you home to the earth. I'm dying.
On the men.
Without aid, I will expire soon.
As good as a new penny.
I needed that.
I feel better already. As good as a new penny. A man-at-arms is always intense. I feel weak.
does it tell?
Into the fray once more. Bless the seven, I am restored. Your vitality renews me.
water on your plans.
Gods weep upon the earth.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
I needed that. I needed that.
Back on my feet.
No, there is my Peppa. Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, yeah.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Oh, hello, love.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapours?
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Made a big change on your book with hamburger to have me herd back, but I can't relax fearing they're back now, the marble darlings. And let me tell you, I'd rather stay up all night with my pitchfork in one hand and my cleaver in the other than lose a single one of them. Throwing that hog in the grinder can hardly make up for the loss of my sweet, succulent hogget, but I admit it softens the sting a bit. I'll buy myself a new lamb and have a fine veal supper in honour of me lost hoggy woggy.
Sweet Liberator! So nice of you to pay us a visit. We're having such a lovely time here in Sicil. I'm very glad indeed you have come to talk to us once more, for I have a nice little secret to share with you. A token of gratitude, if you will, for our deliverance. Now, I advise to keep this to yourself, but I heard Cecilia, the mayor's wife, talk to Bercia about a lost heirloom. Very precious and very rare. Actually, the conversation began with a discussion regarding what jewels go best with what colour of dresses, and I thought to myself,
Moo.
All right, Maurice, all right. I'll get to the point. No need to bellow. Now then, Cecilia once buried a treasured heirloom in a secret place to elude thieves and robbers. But now she can't get to it anymore, because going there requires walking past the living dead. Should you, though, my hero, ever enter a cavern north of the city and close by its exit, when you have ventured into the light once more, spot a pink tree. Know that you need but stand near its trunk to arrive upon the spot where you may dig for the heirloom. Fortune may it bring you.
Delicious dogfish! Yours for a scrap of gold each!
Never saw you in the king crab before. You're welcome to scratch me behind the ears if you like. I won't scratch back. I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank when I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind and took me in. Been the king crab's foremost patron ever since. So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the rats I used to hunt in the galley. And there I was, all alone. Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when one of the village girls holds me tight against her ample bosom, I purr up a storm. But I do long for a companion of my own kind. And in that regard, there is no one like Maxine. A magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. We hit the cliffs right neath the lighthouse. Not very apt a name for that building, I must say, for no light was shining from it. moment I hit the water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's funeral parlor. But I was alive, and that was more than anybody else could say. Oscar, you say? I haven't been called Oscar in ages. Boy, does that bring back memories. It's the name the ship's cook gave me when I was but a kitten. I remember him rewarding me with bacon every time I caught another rat. And I remember listening to a fellow called Ebenezer, who used to tell me the wildest stories. A strange bird, that one. Used to indulge in every pleasure of life like there was no tomorrow. Guess there was no tomorrow for him, come to think of it. He would talk everyone's ears off about the delights of fine dining, his fascination with new fashions, about the elation of lovemaking, and so on and so forth. To me, though, never suspecting his revelations would be stored in my mind, he'd whisper of the shadow sides of his indulgent character. Fine dining, yes, on human flesh even. New fashions, sure, even if they meant the annihilation of a species for its hides. Lovemaking, indeed. But sometimes the girls were very young and suffered delicate tortures. Some died in his special chambers, but would still be used. A strange bird, as I'm sure you'll agree. If he were a bit smaller, I might have caught him like I would a sparrow and rid the world of his hidden evils. Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So gentle, so fair a feline. The grace of her whiskers, the subtle palette of dyes in her sable coat. She's one of a kind, that cat. She likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, she backs away. I don't know why. I had serenaded her and braved many a bucket of water for my efforts. But for some reason, she is not to be swayed. By all means. People make a fuss of... Oh,